All right, there we go. All right, man. This whole child equality, this whole Aquarians catching. I just feel like 2020 is just the year of the exposed at this point.
Shouldn't
Yeah.
have any choice, man.
Cause like black women have been looking at Common like he's fucking like Jesus Christ at times and shit, man. Like, mm,
I don't know what's going on, man. I don't think Shorty lying though. I just feel like she had too many details about stuff like songs and events and stuff, and I'm like she can't be lying. I think maybe she has skeletons in her closet too, but I definitely believe what she's saying, and I think if that's true, especially the common part, I'm like he's gonna be done in Hollywood, like the same way they blacklisted Kevin Spacey and Harvey Weinstein. Common
Mm.
gonna be next. He
Oh
got, what I'm
God.
saying, he was a part of the John Wick franchise, and they're not gonna do no John Wick 4 with Common in it. You know what I'm saying? And an executive producer on The Shy, who that show got rid of other people for sexual harassment. They're not gonna keep Common on there.
mm,
You know, the whole thing about Black Thought having a ghostwriter with Dice Raw, and that makes the whole clique look bad. And the one common denominator they all share is that it's Common in the Roots. They all hang with each other. They all a part of that whole Soulquarians crew. And I'm wondering, like, yo, does Q-Tip and D'Angelo and Bilal and Mos Def and the late great Jay Dilla, did they know anything that was going on? What do they know? Cause I mean, if she know about this and she wasn't a part of that crew exclusively, what do the other members of that crew know about? Like what was going on?
Mm.
You feel me? So it's like not paying that my whole thing, and she said stuff that I always wondered about, like that song "The Water" on Chronology. I always wondered about that. Like, why did Black Thought put Malik B's business out there on that track? Like, y'all could have did that in house instead of putting it out on an album where people can play that forever. She
right.
answered my question. You know what I'm saying? The Erica Badu song on Mama's Gun, Booty, where she talked about Erica was talking about her, like stuff like this. I don't think she made all that up, man. That just sounds too real. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like you have Tiffany Haddish that came out the same day and she says, "Oh, well, me and Common are fucking like that." That's who you wanna be claiming as your man, and he sexually harassed another singer. That's who you want as your boo. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I love these artists, but we gotta call them out on their bullshit when they doing wrong. I'm not gonna kiss their ass because of their status. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
If all this is true, Common is wrong, the Roots is wrong. Everybody involved is they gotta answer questions, man. Like niggas want to know.
Yeah.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? The whole Jill Scott thing. I remember Jill Scott like being on stage with the cigarette and all that, but that's a whole different thing. That's minor shit. The Wu
Yeah.
Tang thing is a surprise also, like with 60-Second Assassin and how she slept with her and he was like 30 years her senior. Like
Mm.
that's some other shit. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
people drag R. Kelly. You might have to drag
Mhm.
this Wu Tang nigga as well from Tucker Man. So R. Kelly hold the door open because a lot of niggas gonna be in that jail cell with you.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
shit. I ain't never heard this singer before in my life on some real shit.
Mhm.
Mm. I'm just like, why wait till Malik B? That's my big question. Why wait till Malik B dies? That's my big question.
Could have been said when the man was alive.
Well, she
Exactly.
said, she was saying that the post that Black Thought and Questlove made for him, that was pissed off because she's saying like they're fake and they're fronting for the media because they wasn't paying them, or they paid him like only $300 and they wasn't looking out for him and all that, and I'm yeah, that's what she said. That's what I seen that's what she was saying in the rant, that they wasn't paying him, and he was ghostwriting for Black Thought and all that, and I
Mm.
just feel like that's just wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, she called out Jimmy Fallon, She said that he's a cokehead and she's seen him do coke. She called out Matthew McConaughey. There's a lot of people she called out in this. A lot. It's like, yo, like she was talking, like I saw the piece today where she was like how she saw Matthew McConaughey. He was butt ass naked at the studio at Jimmy Fallon's studio playing on Questlove drums, and he's known for going places butt ass naked. He went, yes, he's done that. He went surfing butt ass naked. He's got caught for that in the past.
Matthew
And
McConaughey.
yes, and he was up there for some movie he was promoting, and he was doing that before the show, and she called out Jimmy Fallon because she's like, yo, Jimmy Fallon don't know nothing about no hip hop. Like, why is he doing hip hop 101 with Justin Timberlake? He ain't no MC and shit like that. Like, she called out a lot of people, yo.
Mm.
You know, it's crazy, but I believe her. I don't think she made
Yeah.
none of it up. I think all of it, like the shit that she was saying, people could just go back and see what she was talking about. You know, listen to the water, listen to Booty. You know what I'm saying? All of those albums they worked on. Huh?
I like that song Booty too.
All of those albums. Yeah, we talked about. Didn't we talk about that album?
You
We
talking
talked
about
about that
Mama
album.
Said?
Yeah.
I believe it or not, I was actually planning on doing a review about that this week.
Okay.
Not this week, but this year somehow.
And they all worked on each other's projects. Like Questlove was doing D'Angelo's Voodoo while he was doing like Water for Chocolate, while he was doing Mama's Gun. Like they all work with each other. It's like it's sounding like a weird cult where everybody know everybody's business, but nobody's like coming out and exposing nobody except for her. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't there for her when her son passed away. You know what I'm saying? They got rid of her. Like I remember watching the Jay-Z MTV Unplugged in 2001. She was on there, and it's funny how you can't even find that online anymore to watch.
That's crazy because I was just watching this shit online months ago.
Right? I try to find it. You can't even find it on. It's not even on the MTV site.
Title. Fucking
It's on
Copyrights
Tidal.
or what?
The Jay-Z Unplugged.
You think it's because of copyrights or something else?
I don't know.
I think
You
Jay-Z
can't find it to watch, yo.
Mm.
But like I
Crazy.
said, I was like,
And I got that, yo. I was promoting for Rock. I got that Unplugged album. I played it one time. That was it because I'm not a fan of live albums, but I played it one time. And she's on the album. She's on the show. If anybody watched it, you know, back when she was heavier, she lost some weight. Now she cut her hair, but she's pissed, and I don't blame her. If all that stuff she's saying is true, I think Common gonna have to make a statement, and the Roots
Oh,
definitely. Everybody else, I don't know about like. The whole thing with Erica Badu and her baby daddy and all that, like that's you know, how else would she know about that? That has to be true. How else would she know about M1 from Dead Prez and Erica Badu, and then Erica's still chasing Andre 3000? Like that's crazy.
Common's gonna have to do a testimony part 2.
Right? Yeah, you know what I'm
mm.
saying? Like he got the main thing is him and the Roots. Like they need to make a statement about that. You know what I'm saying? She mentioned Bahamadia. She mentioned Flo Brown. Flo Brown, this chick never don't have her album out. She's a school teacher now. She has like one video on YouTube and two performances on YouTube that I found. She don't have nothing else. She mentioned her. Maybe something happened to her in the back of the tour bus with them, and that's why she left music. She mentioned Musique. Musique was like the only one that wasn't a part of this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of these people, they work with each other. How much does Jazzy Jeff know? He worked with a lot of these same artists. How much does Bilal and Musique Soulchild know about it? You know?
I could have sworn there were like 2 incarcerations of the Soulquarians, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Are they? I only know the one with the full with the picture and in the Vibe magazine and all that.
Oh wow. I could be tripping though, but
Who else is a part of that crew? I mean, because I'm pretty sure they know shit too, or they were part of it. Because everybody she named is a part of that crew, except for like Q-Tip and Raphael and Dilla, you know. But everybody else she mentioned is a part of that crew.
shit. Fuck.
I'm speechless. I don't know what to say about that. That's like an epic rant. That's more epic than any county rant I've seen.
Yeah.
And she did more shit.
But yeah, thought crimes are just going in, man. Like I'm gonna post a video about the thought crimes and shit. Cause are y'all laughing because y'all thought I said thought like THOAT?
Yeah, I thought you said thought crimes. I'm like, what?
Nah. I said thought like I have a thought about some shit.
Oh,
Right. Okay.
And anytime like there's a new story, these motherfuckers, man, they be always going in and shit like that. But lately, they've been going in on black men lately. They need to chill with that bullshit.
Right.
Mm.
Also, another news before we start. So pretty much, Rihanna and Beyonce showing their support to Megan Thee Stallion
Right.
and stuff.
Mhm.
Tory Lanez is gonna drop his true statement when he's on hearing and
Mhm.
stuff like that. So everyone's
They,
like exposing Tory. Oh, and Ellen DeGeneres too, man. Shit.
uh-huh.
Oh
Uh-huh.
yeah. I heard the ratings of her show have been
Yep. She's
dropping,
about to
and
get
Thank
cut.
God.
Heard
yeah,
about that.
yeah.
I never liked Ellen, man. I never liked
Yeah.
that bitch. I'm sorry.
I'm not really a big Ellen fan, you know.
I'm so yes. Expose her. Yes. I've seen everybody because like the number one reason I never liked Ellen. Let me tell y'all don't remember when she made a fun of Nicki Minaj's show, or Nicki Minaj had a show and she made fun of her for having like a big ass and basically stereotyping black women for having big asses and some shit.
Boy.
Mm.
Yeah, but y'all call her sweet because for one she's a lesbian, all that bullshit, man. Fuck Ellen. Never liked Ellen. Never cared for her white girl moves. Fuck Ellen. Hope they drag her like they drug Bill Cosby and fucking shit. Nah, fuck that shit. Nah,
Mm.
The shit is
nah. But
coming
I'm
out.
just saying if they're gonna expose, if they're gonna drag Nick and even Kevin Hart, fuck Kevin Hart too because he's gonna try to defend Ellen DeGeneres, but he didn't say shit about Nick Cannon. Fuck that Uncle Tom ass nigga too. Fuck that bullshit, man.
Shit is
Like
coming out.
Kevin
Mm.
Hart, man. Kevin Hart's a house nigga. All these house niggas, man. Everyone just needs to eat a dick and die. That's what I say.
The
Mm.
shit's coming out now, yo. Like anything
2020
that
be
you
good for
said in the
both.
past, they looking it up. It's like buried treasure. They digging for that shit to
Yep.
expose it.
Shit.
This shit is coming out. This is the side effect of the internet. If you didn't have the internet 20 years ago, half of this shit wouldn't be going on.
Right. Because
You
we
know?
really didn't have the internet like that until it was getting really big when
Right.
the 2000s hit.
Mm-hmm.
Because imagine
Yeah.
if we would have had like all this social media and all this other crap back then.
Right.
It would have been crazy.
Yep.
Closest thing hip hop had to
All back
social
then they
media.
had to worry about was tabloids and paparazzi. Nowadays it's just tabloid news and more paparazzi, and then if there's videos of whatever transpired years ago, whatever is going to resurface, and that person's reputation is tarnished after that. There's no coming back from it.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Shit. Anyway, let's get to this review because I can't wait to talk about this album. What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing? It's your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me. Got my homegirl Ash with me.
What up?
That's good.
Yes. So tonight's album that we're going to review uh, is Rakim's solo
Yes.
debut album, The 18th Letter. This was released in 1997. Oh, you got the deluxe edition. That's what's up.
Yes.
Yeah, this is The 18th Letter. Um, yeah, this was released in 1997 on Universal Records. It only came out with two singles, which was "It's Been a Long Time" and "Guess Who's Back." If I'm not mistaken, there's no guest appearances on this album, which the shit I fucking love. And to producers, you have some of New York's finest, like motherfucking DJ Clark Kent, man. Very underrated producer. It's a shame because everyone always associates him with Jay Z, but he's done a lot of shit like Kid and Play, Chubb Rock, so on and so on. You got Pete Rock. Father Shahid, Nick Wiz, another underrated producer. All my
Mhm.
Cellar Dwellers fans, y'all should know about Nick Wiz,
Yes.
and of course DJ Premier. All right, so you guys know how we do, man. I've already talked about the first Eric B and Rakim albums, but how did y'all get into Rakim, by the way?
I got into Rakim like well, just watching their videos in the '80s, and Microphone Fiend, and I ain't no joke, but I didn't really get into their music till like '92, like 91 when they did the the Ledge, but the Juice soundtrack, and going to see that movie when I was younger, and that's a classic hood film, and buying the soundtrack, that was like my favorite song on that soundtrack, that and the Uptown Anthem. So I got into them. Then like when the last album came out, the Sweaty Technique, that was a dope album. Casualties of War, that was like one of my favorite tracks on there. And then Rakim, I remember Rakim on the last episode of Young TV Raps. They had like the epic freestyle with him and Eric Sermon and Craig Mack and MC Search
Yes.
and Keras One. That was a dope last episode. And then he took like a break. He took like a long break. We didn't see him for a minute, and then he did a couple movies. I remember seeing him in the Mario Van Peebles film. Um, I forgot the name of that joint. It was Big Daddy King was in that too. They were like in like
Posse.
huh?
Was it Posse?
Nah, it was like I remember like it was like all of them like in some military gear. I forgot the name of that. Huh?
Oh no, no, that's not it. Never mind.
I forgot the name of that movie, but he had a cameo in that, and then he was coming out solo, and he came out with the 18th letter, and I remember hearing like joints on the radio like remember that and guess who's back, and um we were ready, man. Like we were anxious for Rakim. That's like to a lot of people a God MC. So I was hyped for it. I wanted to hear it and get into his discography, and he dropped it, and people liked it, and then he dropped a couple of other solo albums. Then he went to Aftermath, and that didn't work out. And I was hoping, once he got to Aftermath with Dre, that Dre would give him like a classic solo album. You know what I'm saying? But that didn't. Him and Dre wasn't meshing and all that. And but he's a legend. He's one of the best of all time. I mean, to a lot of people, he's the best, but I think he's one of the best of all time. And yeah, man, like that's definitely. I was bumping the album today, like the classics. You know what I'm saying? Mahogany and I ain't no joke and L.B. for President. They're just timeless, timeless rap, man. So that was like my introduction to him.
Amen, man. That's what's up.
Yeah, I wasn't too familiar with Rakim until I heard Eric B and Rakim getting mentioned on VH1 on their list of 100 greatest hip hop songs. I know Paid in Full was on that list at number 24, and that was, I guess, my first time ever just their names getting mentioned. And I know they played. I know that that video for that song got played a lot when it ran on, I think, VH1 Classic, but then they changed it to MTV Classic. But I know Don't Sweat the Technique, that song. I remember hearing that song, and it was funny in a Matthew McConaughey movie, The Lincoln Lawyer, which is crazy.
The Naked Surfer. Oh Lord, I can't
Oh
let that
God.
wait now.
Okay. Oh God. But yeah, pretty much me listening to the song Paid in Full, Don't Sweat the Technique was pretty much my introduction to Eric B and Rakim, and the so many other hip hop albums I haven't listened to. This was my first time hearing. And I really didn't know this album even came out, but at the time since this came out in '97. I was 4 at the time, so I didn't know much about Eric B. and Rakim back then either. So,
Okay.
mhm.
The year was 2008. I was watching BT and I was on YouTube on my computer and I just peeped the Paid in Full. It was the fucking the remix, like 7 minutes with that da 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 da. And I just loved and then Rakim just spent one verse on Paid in Full. And everyone like this is when I was really getting into hip hop and stuff like that. And Paid in Full, man, was like the Bible for lyricism and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just so ill. Like I know a lot of people don't care for '80s hip hop. Well, pre '87, excuse me. They don't care a lot about that. But it was just like I was just so in tune how he was just flowing like water. It was pretty much like poetry and shit. The song that really made me a fan of Rakim was Mahogany. And I feel like that song right there is like a classic hip hop love song. Like I know a lot of people want to say LL Cool J's "I Need Love" or around that time like Slick Rick's like "Teenage Love," which is another great song too. But to me, man, Mahogany shits all over those two. That's like I didn't care when Robin Thicke did his little cover of that boy. Yeah, yeah, Robin Thicke did a cover of Mahogany. Yeah,
Did he?
Oh my God,
What album?
yeah, it was for the Love After War album, if I'm not mistaken.
I did not know that.
I'll send the link, but it's
Oh,
actually not that bad. But it's
Oh
Robin
God.
Thicke. So
but
yeah,
that
so
what's the album with Magic?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
got that
that's I listened to him after
magic.
that. Yeah,
That wasn't a bad song though.
that wasn't bad.
Oh yeah, that's that magic shit. Yeah, that was hot. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, man. I just that's why I just loved Rakim and stuff like that, and the fact that he influenced plenty of MCs like Rakim, Jay Z, Corrupt, Biggie, Tupac, and the list goes on and on and on. Like him, Karis One, Big Daddy Kane, and Cool G Rap, they literally just expanded the lyricism of hip hop around that time because hip hop was still going through the whole ABAB shit, but this time they come with AABA or BBA or y'all know what I'm getting at and shit, you know. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. So for those of you who don't know who Rakim is, he's an MC, originally born in Wyan Wyandotte, New York, but he that was located in Long Island. He is the nephew of R&B singer Ruth Brown and stuff like that, and originally like he was just kind of in the whole New York hip hop scene, and then that's when you have Eric B. Eric B. originally had Freddie Fox as his main MC, and they originally was supposed to have gone to like if I'm not mistaken Marty Marl's house to record what would become Eric B. as president. However, Freddie Fox couldn't make it, and so that's when Eric B. found Rakim and stuff like that, and so Rakim, they recorded Eric being president, and then the rest is history by that time. So fast forward to 1987, um, Eric B and Rakim dropped their seminal hip hop album, Paid in Full. Classic, classic, classic album. Definitely one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. Is it my favorite album from them? Ironically, no, but it's like the most influential album, to put it that way. So fast forward to 1988, they dropped the second album called Follow the Leader, which in my opinion, that's like one of the lyrically one of the best hip hop albums of all time. And I want to say that album right there was really like solidified Rakim as a lyrical genius. Like Follow the Leader, Lyrics of Fury, Microphone Fiend, No Competition, The R, I mean, that whole album was just so ill. And so, 1989, they actually made history when they collaborated with Jody Watley on a song. I want to say the song was called "A Friends." I think it was a Friends remix, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bet. Yeah, man. And by the late '80s, Jody Watley was on fire by that time. This is when she had left Shalimar. She dropped a self-titled album, which that's long overdue for a review. Like, I still bump looking for a new love to this day, man. That shit right there, man. That beat, whew, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, definitely need to put some respect on Shalimar and Jody Watley, how he would, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? And so around that time too, they were originally supposed to have been on KRS One's, stop the self destruction song. But I think they didn't come because of the fact I think there was a lot of stories how they were 5%ers, but they felt that lyrically they were. It was like a lot of stories, but I think it had something to do with the 5%ers and stuff like that. But 1990, they dropped the "Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em" album. That's my favorite album from Eric B and Rakim. Um, Lyrically, that's like the best album. They had shit like Mahogany, the self-titled track "Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em," which originally he was throwing shots at Big Daddy Kane on that track. Set him
Wow.
straight. Yeah, set him straight. In the ghetto, man. In the fucking ghetto. That's like one of my all-time favorite tracks right there. To this day, yep. To this day, it still makes me mad that YouTube does not have the whole video on
What?
it. Oh
Oh
yeah,
no.
but like yeah, but we need like
Mm.
all those fucking special editions of Cardi B's videos and shit. But fuck it. Um, and that was like one of the first to actually get a 5 mic rating on the source when it was actually released.
Mm.
And it was like early '90s. They were really getting a lot of popularity. They appeared on the House Party 2 soundtrack with "What's on Your Mind." They did a
Hmm.
theme song for Juice. But at that time too, I think they were going through some contract issues, and they dropped their last album, "Don't Sweat the Technique." And around that time too, um, Eric B, he did not want to sign the label's contract to release because they had one more album left on them on Fourth and Broadway, and they were going through like a lot of court cases after Eric B and Rakim broke up, especially Rakim, over like sample clearances and just paying the label back. And so pretty much, a lot of people said that they had like a little beef between one another, which Rakim clarified that there was never a beef between him and Eric B. When both of them got back together during like the mid to late 20 teens. And Eric B dropped his self-titled solo album in '95. That's all you need to know right there.
Wow.
Uh, oh my god! And Rakim, he appeared on a lot of people's shit. Like he did a song with Mobb Deep and Big Noyd for the Hoodlum soundtrack and things of
Wow.
that nature, which was a very dope track. And so in 1997, hip hop called back and this album came out. Now, when this album was released, it came with 2 discs for the deluxe edition. I got like the OG copy, and with this album, the deluxe edition, they had like a greatest hits as the second disc and stuff like that. Kind of similar to how EPMD they did like the Out of Business album. They had like a one album, the original new material, and the second disc, this greatest hits
Right.
and stuff like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, if y'all can see, very dope album cover. Just has Rakim kind of chilling and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
I sent Reg the regular joint because I had gotten that joint in the hall and I
Yeah.
sent it to him because I'm like, why not give it to Reg? Because I know he didn't have it. So
Shout out to Try about that. I
yeah.
forgot to mention that. Yeah, man. Like this fucking Rakim and stuff like that, man. One of the all-time greatest, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Actually, fuck that. He is the greatest in my opinion. I don't give a fuck. And just to spoil it, this is like my favorite solo album from Rakim, which I'm gonna talk
same.
about that after the review's over. And this album had come on now, 17 tracks on the OG copy. A lot of skits though, but the skits are actually, in my opinion, the skits he's just him talking, interviews and stuff like that, which I don't really mind that
Right.
and stuff. So let's get the shit started. Track number one is like the intro. Intro track pretty much, just sets the whole tone of the album. Just saying, Rakim, you've been gone for a while, what you about to do, what you about to give them back and stuff like that. And so, just Rakim, just talking and then just leads to the next track. That's all I have to say about the intro. Anybody else have to say anything about the intro?
I thought it was cool. Like like the interviewer, he's asking Rakim like, what are you giving back? Like, what are you giving back to like the the culture? And Rakim is like, I'm giving back skills, and it reminded me of like the same interview format that Heavy D had for Blue Funk. When that album started off, it was like the female interviewer, and she was asking Heavy D different questions about his life and his family and stuff, and how did he get into hip hop, like all throughout the album. And they put like the interview skits between the songs on Blue Funk. That's how this album, it was like similar to that. And I thought it was cool. It could have been longer. I felt like some of the skits could have been longer. You know what I'm saying? But, it was like a cool way to like a unique way to start off the album.
I feel you. I definitely feel you about that.
I felt like the intro was pretty straightforward. Excuse me. Yeah, it was just pretty much just Rakim speaking to the interviewer, pretty much the question that Try already mentioned. I felt like that was pretty good because it's like, yeah, he been gone for a minute, and people wondering, okay, what's he bringing to this album here? And I feel like that was a good way to start. And another thing I noticed is that normally, like when you hear like certain hip hop artists doing intros and stuff, they always have like certain gimmicks or trying to be dramatic with it or something like that. But with this one, this intro here, it was just pretty straightforward. No extra stuff in it. Just straight to the point.
Right. True.
Hmm. Okay. Track number two, the 18th letter. Always and Forever. This was the only track that was produced by Father Shahid, and it's just Rakim just going one verse and stuff like that, pretty much going on for one verse and stuff, and just going in on the mic. Love this track. Nice way to start the album off. He has some lines where he says, hold on. I know the scriptures, but nowadays ain't it vicious? Date back, I go beyond, check the Holy Quran, the speeches at the Autobahn, now we get our party on. So being beneficent, I bless him with dialogue. Like, Jesus Christ, man. Love that crap, love that line and stuff. So yeah, man, nice little way to start off the whole album.
Yeah, this was a nice beat. You know, start off the album after the intro and Rakim, some of his dopest lines. He says, go to practice with tactics when the track hits theatrics. Women that look like actress, the status of Cleopatra's. This fire vintage lines from Rakim and solid track. And I liked it. It was dope, It's a good track.
The 18th letter, always and forever. I found it to be a great way to kick off the album after the intro. It had a nice beat to it, and Rakim's lyrical flow was great.
Okay, bet. And then which leads us into the next skit, and this skit is pretty much talking about basically like where he's been at his hiatus and stuff like that. Yeah, his hiatus after Eric B, and how he's feeling embraced by the hip hop community.
Yeah, it was a cool skit. I think it's too early for skits though. Like right after the second track, you have another skit. I think it was just too early for that. And so he's talking about it feels good to come back and bless the fans off and get the love from the fans when he's in the street and all that. And they asking him like, "Yo, Rob, when you coming back? We need you in the rap game." And I get it, but it's like I just feel like it was like too early. We on track 3, and it's like it's already another skit. Is this too early for like another skit when it could have been like lower in the track sequence? I
Respect.
Yeah, I feel like this was way too early for a whole other skit. Like when with certain albums that be having like multiple skits or whatever, you will probably come across it, but like somewhere in the middle of the album, like I don't know, like track 6 or 7 or something like that. I just felt like way too early for a skit. He should have like had another song in place of it, in my opinion.
yeah,
Yeah, I definitely agree with you about that. Even though I love Rakim, I would say like the placement of the skits was probably like a big, not like a
Hmm.
big problem, but a little minor problem and shit like that. But yeah, man. Which leads us into the next track. It's been a long time. If there was like a signature track from solo Rakim, it'll probably be this track right here, produced by DJ Premier, and probably one of his top 20 beats of all time, in my opinion. I mean, just pretty much Rakim, just pretty much saying like it's been a long time. He's back in the hip hop scene and stuff like that. He's ready to throw some shit off and stuff like that. Very dope track. I love this track right here. It's just my God, man. Like just him going in on the mic like he never left.
yes, solid female track, giving that vintage boom bap that we all know and love from Cream, and that the horn sample, and the bass line was hitting the scratches. And Ra killed it to me. He said I chased the times from the rhymes that I thought of. So I might make some more to put the new world in order. Just kick this fire joint. And I wish there was a video for this drink. I remember hearing this on the radio like early before the album dropped, and I heard this one in the saga begins. So they were playing those two a lot, and Cream was in his bag in '97. So is anything he touched at that point, he was making it a classic. So it's definitely one of my favorites on this album.
Dead fact.
I consider It's Been a Long Time as a favorite of mine off here as well. I feel like it's just the song itself is just very very relevant because of course people have been wanting to hear from Rakim for many years, especially after he split with Eric B, and I felt like
Mhm.
it was a good signature song to me. And I'm wondering, did he have any singles off this album that dropped back then or no?
Yeah.
I
Y'all
believe
know
Guess Who's Back was the first one, and
Guess Who's Back and what
yeah,
else?
who had the second one?
I could have sworn it's been a long time was a single.
Really?
Was it? Okay.
Oh, okay.
If
Yeah,
it
but
was, I don't
I
remember
wish
the
I would have
video.
heard these back then though.
It might have been.
Mm,
Hmm. Yeah, but overall, it's a very good song.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
Which leads us into the next track. Remember that this was produced by DJ Clark Kent. Um, all my UGK fans should know that sample. They used that on their second album. Very, very dope track. I love this shit right here. It's pretty much talking about like reminiscing about the good days in hip hop and stuff. You know, when of course he was starting out and just how the game isn't the same no more and whatnot. Like very dope track. I love the way Clark Kent used that sample from Pleasure, where he made that shit more New York, more street and stuff like that. I mean, what else can you say about Clark Kent, man? That's like one of my favorite producers from the East Coast and stuff. You know what I'm
Yeah, this was another one I heard like early when the album before the album came out, and I like that Mary J. Blige sample from the Reminisce song,
saying?
classic Mary J.'s track, and the beat was nice by Clark Kent and the scratching, and it's again it has that vintage raw sound, and he's saying even after parties, posses, players, and hotties, everybody was Gotti, spreading books like shotties, and it has like a reminiscent on like back in the day, and I liked it. I like the way that that Clark Kent produced the track, and Rob was just doing his thing on that. The solid track.
Yeah, remember that? It's another favorite track of mine off this album, and it does give you those feelings of reminiscing on the good days. And I'm pretty sure everyone can relate to that. And I love the sampling of Mary J. Blige's song "Reminisce." I was not expecting that in this song whatsoever, and it was just a well produced track that I felt like could have had airplay on the radio.
Yeah, I see what y'all saying and shit like that. Um, at least he didn't go for like the whole Biggie formula. That's one thing I can say about this album. He didn't go for the whole Biggie formula and shit. Um,
Right.
then we get to the saga begins. This is produced by Pete Rock. Very ill track right here. Rakim showing his ass off on this track. Nice usage of the Monty Alexander sample and stuff. I like that. Yeah, man, just definitely. I just feel like this song was like kind of like a rebirth pretty much of Rakim and stuff like that. That's why he called it Saga Begins, I guess. Very ill track right here.
That's definitely my favorite track on here because P Rock has always been my favorite producer all the time. And when I heard this track like on the radio, like playing, like the beat was banging, the piano's on it. It has like that dark, sinister feel to it. And it's the dope Prodigy sample from Hell on Earth. I love that sample. And Rod saying, my never ending epic got the world spinning hectic. I quickly spread it so the whole city's infected. Fire. Fire joint, Rakim killed it. I wanted to see a video for this definitely because I always felt like this should have been a single. And when the radio plays it that much, it's like it's kind of like a B side. But I always wanted to see like a video with him and Pete like
You might be having some
you
issues.
know with
I feel you, bro. You were kind of breaking up a little bit at the end. I guess y'all shit was
Yeah.
fucking up.
is Reg is Red frozen? Hold on.
You said what?
You hear me?
I can hear you now. Your cameras was a little messed up though, but
Yeah.
mm.
My camera was frozen?
Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. You heard anything I said?
Um, I heard up into like the Mary J. Blige and whatnot.
Oh yeah, I was saying I like the beat is like a classic Pete Rock beat, and when I heard it on the radio, it was like it was crazy, like the piano sample and the Mary J. Blige reminisce sample, and um I always felt like Rakim should have dropped this as a single. You know what I'm saying? Because they played it so much, but it was like considered a B-side, But I would like to see a video for that, and when Ross saying my never-ending epic got the world spinning hectic. I quickly spread it to a world city. The whole city's infected. That's the fire joint, and you got like the dope Prodigy sample from Hell on Earth. Love that joint. And yeah, this is definitely my favorite track on the whole album. So definitely a classic joint in my opinion.
Yeah, the saga begins. It was a pretty cool track that was of course produced by Pete Rock. I'm a little familiar with his work that he did with CL Smooth on certain songs, but that's a different story for a different day. I'm not gonna talk too much about that. I feel like it was another one of those songs that yeah, you can hear getting played on the radio, but it's just I feel like Rakim was pretty much talking smack off this song. That's what I got out of it.
Yeah, I definitely see what you're saying about that. Um, Next track is another skit. What is he saying in this skit? What is he saying? Pretty much in this skit, he's pretty much talking about his return to rap and what this album feels like about to him and shit. So, like I said, nothing to it.
Yeah, he was like telling the interviewer like he's almost glad that he came out when he did again in '97, and because like the landscape had changed so much. We went through so many cliches and trends and stuff, in hip hop, in the culture, and I think he came out at the right time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how he would have sounded if it was like '93, '94, but I think he came out at the right time to balance out the shiny suit era. When we had Puffy, and we had some, Buster was out killing it. You know what I'm saying? And I think Rock came out at the right time to show the heads at that time, like, yo, like I'm back. I'm ready to put my name in the hat and go at it again by myself. And I thought it was cool. It was a cool skit.
I feel you.
Yeah, there's not really much to this skit right here. Just pretty much the interviewer just asking him questions like I guess how did you feel about being back at this time, and he felt like he came out at the right moment. But yeah, because '97 was a big year. Because of course, like what Try was saying, everything that happened, um, like with Bad Boy Records with Puffy and Mace and the shiny suits and whatnot, and then you had Busta, and you have so many other big acts doing their thing in '97. I felt like this was just the right time for him to come back. That's pretty much what this skit here pretty much summed it up.
Facts, facts. Which leads us into Guess Who's Back. Yeah, like I kind of consider like the sequel to It's Been a Long Time. Very solid track right there. Um, don't really know if I like it that much as It's Been a Long Time, but pretty solid. Love this shit.
I thought it was a dope song, dope Clark Kent beat, nice horns on it. Ross says, split the mic open, fill it with something potent, and take a token, mental plane straight floating. Hot signs have spoken off the tubes, cause choking. Product is hypnotic, is soaking, still smoking. Dope lines in there, Ken is always in Junior Mafia and them. I thought he definitely this to me, this was like his best beat on this whole album. Plus, I definitely think it was a solid track.
Guess Who's Back was another good song off this album that I consider as a favorite. And I kind of do feel like it is a follow up to It's Been a Long Time, because it's like I felt like for some reason I feel like this track was just Rakim's way of saying like, yeah, even though I've been gone for a minute, I'm still me. I'm still gonna do my thing as I've done before, but it's just me, all me this time.
Right.
That's what I pretty much got out of it.
Okay. Um, track number 9, "Stay a While."
Mm.
Out of all the beats on this album, this one was, you can tell it was like that little club bangers kind of beat. Not like club bang, but you can tell you was going for that radio sound and
Mhm.
shit
Yeah.
Right.
in a good way. In a good way.
Hmm.
Um, very dope usage of that loose end sample, man. Like, whew, man, we need to put some respect on loose ends one day. Um, and pretty much Rakim, trying to get his Mac on with this chick. You wish that he wish that she could stay for the night and stuff like that. Loki, I don't know if a song like this would be acceptable in the sensitive Me Too movement, but who cares? But he's just pretty much spinning his game, not really calling her out, but still like and that's one thing about Rakim. I never hear a lot of people give credit for because he made some like the smoothest chick songs, like female songs, like Mahogany and What's on Your Mind and shit. Like I always loved the way he used to make one of them little love songs or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a certain edge to it. It's not as like mushy like LL, but it's not like fucking sexual like Big Daddy Kane. It's just a fucking we're gonna get together or what, pretty much.
Hmm.
Kind of love songs I like.
But how do people feel about the God MC doing a song like this, like a chick song, like trying to match to a chick at a club? Like I don't think that was his thing. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that was his lane, and I feel like maybe like that's why he stayed away from doing songs like that because people knew him for his lyrics and you the God MC. We want to hear you. You know what I'm saying? Drop some gems on us, drop some knowledge, not do a hate level type of track. You know what I'm saying? Like Reg, like how when you hear him do like a song like not Mahogany, because Mahogany, even though it was like that, it was more of a story. But when you hear him do this song, you know what I'm saying? Stay a while or what's the other joint he got on here? Show Me. When you hear him do those songs like for like the female audience, what like how does that make you feel? Like do you feel like he should be doing those songs or no?
Well, here's the thing though, like I don't have nothing against MCs doing love songs or any of songs be dedicated to female demographic.
Mm,
As long as the shit's dope and it's very authentic, then it's cool with me and stuff like that. However, when it comes to like other like MCs like who you can tell they're doing it for commercial attention, that's what I have a problem with. And
right.
in this case with Rakim, um, I actually don't really have a problem with it because, like I said, I've heard this album after I've heard like all the Eric B and Rakim albums, and so I was kind of used to like a love song or two, even like that one track, "Kiss the Beat," like on the "Don't Sweat the Technique" album and stuff like that. Like
Mm,
da 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 da, love that shit, man. And the way Rakim does it, it's like he has his own edge and authentic value to it. Now compare that to when LL did the Walking with the Panther album. No, scratch that, because compared to how LL did it with the Phenomenon album and stuff like that,
mm,
you can tell he was trying to replicate what he did with the Mr. Smith, but this time want to have a bit more songs dedicated to females, like the Candy track, um, Phenomenon and stuff like that, which To be honest, but that album was like the beginning of the end right there.
I mean, I thought it was, the beat was it had that lush production, and Ross saying, it's appropriate we go get soaking wet. Toast we match to come close associate. So he had some bars, he had some lines on here, and I didn't care for the girls singing. It just reminded me of like, when Mike Geronimo took that leap into the mainstream, and he tried to do his own crossover song, and he didn't sell for it. I don't think Rock. I mean, Rakim could pull it off, but I don't. I think that's LL's lane. I don't look at Rakim like that. Like I want to hear like the saga begins and guess who's back. You know what I'm saying? I want to hear those type of joints. Like the song for the women. That's not really him. I'd rather hear LL do that, or even Kane. Like
Hmm.
when Kane was not groove with it, Kane. I want to hear well, see, I like I get the job done. It wasn't. I mean,
Yeah,
it had that New Jack flavor, that New Jack swing to it.
yeah,
But
Teddy, man.
yeah, I mean, it's Teddy Riley. You know what I'm saying? They gave him help for that song too. But I mean, I'd rather hear Kane do a track like this than Rakim. You know what I'm saying? Like Cool G Rap when he did that, Cool G Rap was dirty with it. Like he talk like sex, and he wasn't doing no
See,
stay a while joint. Yeah, that wasn't him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'd rather hear Rakim with bars, and you know what I'm saying? Like even now, it's like if he did an album now, it's like is he gonna make a chick for the women? I don't think he gonna do that. So you know.
shit.
But
All
I
I
mean, it
have to
was.
say, oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just saying it was a cool song. It's not. I mean, it's playable. It's not like one of my favorites, but I don't know. I just feel like that's more LL than Rakim.
I see what you're saying. All I have to say about Coogee Rap, two things. He actually did do a love song. That She Loves Me Not" from the Road to the Riches album.
Right.
And we forgetting Hey Mister Mister.
Yeah, well, yeah, but he was talking about beating bitches up on that song. You know what I'm saying? That's not a love song at all. Like that's the opposite.
Hmm.
A chick want to run away from a guy like that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Rakim is like, I don't know. I think if you do it once or twice, it's cool. But I mean, don't make it a habit. You know what I'm saying? That's LL, that's Kane. Let them stick to that.
Shoot. Ashley, you ever heard that song Hey Mister Mister, by the way?
No, I haven't.
She would look at Coogee Rap differently after that.
After this review, I'm gonna play it for her.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Hey Mister
Yeah, stay a while. I was not expecting Rakim to have a song like this because it kind of to me it just came out of nowhere. I mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't a terrible song, but it was just something that what y'all were saying, like you would expect like LL to do or Big Daddy Kane or somebody else to do that or probably someone from Bad Boy to do. Like I could see maybe Mace doing something like that or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it wasn't a terrible song. It was decent.
I feel you on that. I definitely feel you. And yeah, like that's one thing about Rockman. And I'm gonna say my thoughts on "Show Me Love" because I feel like I'll surprise y'all with it. But what's the next track we got? New York, you're out here, you're out there. Um, yo, I forgot Primo produced this track too. On some real shit, I forgot. But this was a very dope track. Giving love to New York and stuff like that. Fucking Rakim. Kind of felt that was something new. I love the sample. He did. Primo used a sample of the James Brown track "Down and Out" in New York City. If you guys never heard that track before, listen to that. Very ill track. I want to say that was for the Black Caesar soundtrack and shit like that. But yeah, man. Very ill track right here.
That's it.
Yes, sir.
I mean, I love it. Like again, like I think Pete Rock and Primo, two of my favorite producers all the time. I think they had like the best tracks on here. And Primo definitely, I love this track. And I used to hear this track on like MTV commercials and stuff. Like they played in the background and stuff. And it just has that New York boom bap feel. And that we know and love, and just it's an ode to New York and Rakim talking about how we dress and the different teams here, and how the people are, and it was like his ode to New York, like his own version of like New York State of Mind, or Empire State of Mind. And what he said, avenues to check, boulevards to sweat, the smell of gun smoke more is common than cigarettes. Fire drink, and this was a solid cut. I love it. Definitely had the classic boom bap from Primo, and the pianos and keys. And I love it.
New York, you're out there. I feel like this was pretty much Rakim's ode to New York. I mean, what more can be said about the birthplace of hip hop? I mean, come on. I mean, you really would not get the whole culture and the artists that you've known from the late 70s to the 80s all the way up to this point without any of that. I mean, come on. I mean, where like what I mean, so many incredible people come from New York, and I guess I feel like this song was Rakim's way of paying respect to that, as well as of course, we've heard other songs paying homage to New York, like of course, like Jay-Z's Empire State of Mind with him and Alicia Keys, and plenty of others. I just can't think of the top of my head. I just feel like this song is on a list of well-known songs for the state of New York.
I definitely agree with you about that. Now that I think about it, this song does have a gangstar feel to it too, since it was produced by Primo. If it's just me,
Right.
yeah, especially with that intro. I don't know, but
Yeah, it
I,
kind of does.
now we got to the next love song, "Show Me Love." This was produced
Mm.
by Nick Wiz. Believe it or not, this is actually my favorite song on this album.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
Yeah, a love song. I think that's the first a love song on a hip hop album being a favorite song on the album. I think that's the first on the channel.
Yeah.
I think that's the, and of course the greatest MC did that trick, which is why he's the greatest. Like, ma, let me stop. Let me stop. Stop. So pretty much, it's not just a love song. He's kind of like, it's kind of like has some erotic verses too and shit like that. I love some of the lines he was using. Like, love the line where he says, "It's lady luscious, tender touches, my blood gushes, smiles and blushes on billboards and buses. And me, I'm just a bronze skinned country gentleman, slim fit, open arms, mellow with a Don's grin." Jesus Christ! Oh my fucking god! Like, what? Say that to some chick one day, man. Let me say that to some chick, man. Fuck. Then it gets better. This is when he really gets. This is when he really gets sexual. And what I love about this love track is the fact that he mixes, the African imagery with this shit. Like, follow me on this. Hips are thick, just a little bit of lipstick. Can't resist it. Description: Egyptian smile. Queen of the Nile, that means she dipped in style. She remind of Nefertiti. Yes, indeedy. Woo! Then with Nick Wiz on that beat with that fucking chorus in the back. Oh my fucking god! I gotta take my glasses off for that fucking song right there, man. That shit right there is hot. That motherfucking song is hot right there, man. Shit. Like that was not a single. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like I don't mind it being a single now, but if that was Loki a single or a B side, come on, man. Shit. But that's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, it was cool. Again, I don't really. I like the Nick
Oh,
Wiz, but I thought it would have been better for the cellar dollars, and then he would have killed it. But I mean, it's cool. I don't like. I don't care for the girly joints from Rakim though. I wanted him to be an assassin on the mic. You know, but I mean, it was cool. He said, she reminded me of TD, yes, indeedy, but it's hard to get it like hieroglyphic graffiti. I thought those were some dope lines in the song. It was alright.
okay.
It's not one of my favorites, but it's cool.
And I was like, ooh, Charlie's like, ooh. Yeah, but it's all respect, it's all love and shit.
Okay. Hmm. Yeah, Show Me Love. This was another song I really wasn't expect Rakim to do. This ain't a favorite of mine. It does give listeners a whole other side of him. Like, yeah, he does have a sensitive, soft side to him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty much imagine him spitting game to a female with this song here. I mean, come on. We all know what's gonna happen with that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, but I'll admit it was pretty decent.
Okay. All right, which leads us into like the last skit where he's
Mm.
pretty much talking about how a lot of people comp- get a lot of people who came out around that time, like excuse me, like Nas or OC, they always comparing him to Rakim, and just the fact how he Rakim like talked about how people see him like as a larger than life figure and stuff like that. But you know, yeah, man, that's pretty much what the skit's about.
Yeah, he's talking about comparing, and we've heard a lot of that. I've heard a lot of it over the decades. When Nas came out, we heard it. There was even a source issue in the back of the issue with a drawing of Nas of Rakim holding up Nas when he's a baby, like he's the new Rakim. When Kendrick came out, it was the same thing. I've heard of the Rakim comparisons over the years, and then they compare Nas now with J. Cole. I don't see how J. Cole is, another Nas, but what I'm saying, and your old Droog, when he came out, oh, he sounds like Nas, and no, he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? So, I just felt like, that's what he was basically talking about on the skit. With like the comparisons, and it's flattering if you're a veteran, you're gonna feel flattered by that. People look up to you and your words, and that's cool. That's how I took it.
Yeah, this skit, yeah, pretty much is what basically y'all were just saying. Like, pretty much, I guess with comparisons as to some other hip hop artists that of course either came before him or came around the same time as him. Pretty much that's what I got out of it. Not really too much to go off of.
I feel you. Um, Track number 13, The Mystery, Who is God? Um, this is probably my second favorite track off this album. And this is like vintage Rakim right here. Him just talking about, how who he believes like made the universe or whatnot. Some lines that I want to read are when he says, he began to explain his craft, the master and the addict. He dealt with measurements, and his language was mathematics. The theoretical wisdom of the numerical system, the complete number nine, which means born or existed and stuff like that. That's a pretty, because if for the 5%, not number nine like represents, how it's like the knowledge to born and stuff like that. So I love the way how he mixed those first couple of verses in those lines right there and stuff. So Very dope track.
Yep. You know, it was this one was a deep. This was a deep song, man, and you know what I'm saying. Just you know, I think this might be blasphemy. I think Sticky Fingers did it better on his own album with you know was it Oh My God? He was talking to God and having that conversation with God. I like that one better. It was more creative.
I
The
definitely
Rakim
agree.
one was more deeper though. Like he had like some deep lines in it. You know, like you said, no beginning, no ending, 7 dimensions, enough space for then a whole million inventions. But I like it was dark, but I like Sticky Fingers track. I like his track with him talking to God and having that conversation with God. I think it was more creative to me. It was more like engaging, you know, in my opinion.
Yeah, the mystery who is God. I know when I was listening to this album on Spotify today, for some reason it it skipped over it, so I wasn't really able to get a chance to really listen to this song.
Interesting.
Yeah, weird.
I hate when Spotify does that stupid. I think it's because of sample clearances, but I hate when they do that stupid
Yeah,
shit.
I think that's what it was. I'm like, what the?
Anyway, um, track number 14, When I'm Flowing. Lovely, dope track. You know, that's one thing I can honestly say. He has some of the best flows on this whole album and shit. No pun intended. Um, Pete Rock produced this joint right here. Yeah, I definitely love this shit.
My bad.
Are you good?
We on track 14?
Yeah,
Yeah, we on When I'm Flowing.
yeah.
Huh?
When I'm Flowing.
Track 14. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
The P Rock joint. I love that joint. Another like dope boom bap track by Pete Rock, and you know he had the pianos and the bass line. He had like the spacey sounds in the background. That was fire. And Rakim said that shows I spit flows with 7 deadly venom, killer syllables with poisonous sealing venom. Fire joint. I do like the saga begins a little bit more, but I love both Pete Rock joints on here. So and this is like Soul Survivor Pete, so he was in his bag with the production. Definitely a solid track.
Yeah, When I'm Flowing is one of those songs I wish was a single because Rakim's lyricism is just off the charts. Like it was that good.
Definitely agree with you on that.
Hmm.
The rest of the track, you know, just remixes. Like we have the It's Been a
Yeah.
Long Suave House mix, which I pretty much like that. I don't like it as much as the original, but the beat was nice. I'll give you that.
Hmm.
Track the outro. You don't have nothing to say about the outro?
I was talking about the remixes first.
Yeah,
Oh, the
yeah. We were just
remixes.
speaking on the
I didn't like
remixes.
the remixes. I don't think they were
Okay.
needed on. When you have an album like this, is Rakim like? Does he need a remix?
No,
You
no,
don't need no remix for Guess Who's Back and the other joint. You don't need no remix for that. I just they perfect the
no.
way they are. You know,
Yeah.
I didn't understand that. They just that's supposed to be the deluxe edition. Oh, let's put a couple of remixes and a bonus CD with his hits with every beat. But I didn't like
Mm-hmm.
the remixes though.
Yeah, I feel I know exactly how Try feels because I felt like the remixes weren't really necessary to me because I mean the originals was already perfectly fine. Don't get me wrong. The beat for oh, excuse me, the beat for I want to say it's been a long time, the Suave House mix or the Guess Who's Back alternative mix. One of them they were all right to me. That was the only exception about that. But other than that, I really didn't care too much for it. It was just I feel like he could have cut those out off the album. Like they weren't needed.
I see what y'all saying. I definitely see what y'all saying and shit. Um, regarding the outro, regarding the outro, let me put my notes on. Where's my notes at?
The
All
outro.
right, I
Hmm.
got you. Yeah, just pretty much, like he just wants to be remembered as a genius and stuff like that. He hopes his music makes an impact and shit.
Hmm.
That's where they end off the outro.
And yeah, like the interviewer guy is asking Rakim like, what do you want to be remembered for? And Rakim is like, my words, because that's what we know him for, is insatiable bars and and like living, being a legend is like you live forever. People remember you for your contribution to society or whatever, and to this culture. And that's I definitely think he's a legend. He's an icon. So he will always be remembered in some fashion. So I think that was a good way to end the album off.
Yeah, the outro to me pretty much was like a moment of reflection. I guess just what pretty much the interview was asking what or what does or how does Rakim see his legacy or want it to be known as in the hip hop world.
Definitely see what y'all saying.
Hmm.
Uh, and those are all the songs off this album. Overall, very good album. Has a nice late '90s New York feel to it and shit. Like Rakim definitely doing his thing with this one. Just proves like he just proves that he still got it on the mic. He didn't let the hiatus fool him. Um, I love like the beats definitely fit Rakim's style. You definitely can tell.
Right.
You can definitely tell like they were focused and stuff like that. And in my opinion, his best solo album, in my opinion. I'm gonna say my thoughts on the master today. That's all I'm gonna say. But I definitely love this album. Definitely shout out to you for hooking me up with this album and shit.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna give this album. Hmm, I'll give it a
Yes.
4.5.
4.5. Okay. Minus
Yeah,
minus the two um tracks for the women. I think it's his best solo album. Love the production by Parkland and Rock and Neil. Dick Wiz with his track. I would have loved to see more producers on this project. I mean, you would think the first solo album ever from Rakim, everybody would be trying to jump on this. Like, Eric Sermon, Large Professor, RZA, um, Trackmasters, any, what I'm saying? DITC. I would think there would be more people trying to get on the album, and that's not to say that they wasn't. We just, I guess they didn't make the cut, but it would have been nice to hear him over like an Eric Sermon beat or a Large Professor, a Diamond D beat. But it was great. It's a great album. I love, Saga Begins, Guess Who's Back, New York, it's been around, my favorite tracks. Definitely a classic in my opinion, and it's the God MC, man. Like what more can you say?
I have to rate this album 4.5 out of 5. I found it to be an incredible album. Yeah, surprisingly, it was of course my first time hearing a Rakim album, and it was just a lot of good, well produced material off this project because even though I was too young at the time to really know who Rakim was, but But there were just a lot of songs that I felt like they had groundbreaking potential to be singles, and of course the Stay a While and Show Me Love songs. I was not expecting that side of Rakim to be on the album, but it was cute. But overall, this album is hands down one of the best.
I definitely see. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm gonna play this song for Ash right here. Um, appreciate the love I have for Isaac review. To answer your question, Ronnie, my favorite song from Isaac Hayes is By the Time I Get to Phoenix. What about y'all?
I heard Mr. Mister a long time ago.
You said what?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Could you hear me? Oh shit. You
I
hear
said
me, Ash?
I heard the cool.
I can hear you.
Yeah, how you?
Okay. Alright. Alright. So let's do this game, Mr. Mister.
Yeah.
Last week I beat my bitch up in the street for lying to me. She thought she caught a cutie, but didn't know the nigga know me. They said he have I wanna do affairs with the fucking bear. All the nigga can do is try to act like he don't fucking care. I was about to drop the hammer on his nigga. The $50 dollar, and he had my bitch's business. That undercover of the bullshit was not discovered. Can't wait to see this bitch, cause I'ma beat her ass in public. I wait till a bitch's house, told by her mama. He even stepped to Papa Duke's house to bring the drama. Looking up the fucking hole, yeah, they got that bitch. From a mile away, yo, I can tell my bitch is sweet, so I ran off on her. Hey, what's up, bitch? I got a question. If you're out of school, the rest is on the teacher after lesson. You ever fucked around on me before? Hell no. Yo, what you hit me with that gun for? Bitch, why you lying? Bitch, you been cheating. Now I got to give your motherfucking ass a beating. I put you in the rib cage and kicked her in the stomach. Take on for my motherfucking jury, bitch, running. I stopped her in the kicked her and I punched her in the face. Some people flooded around, but nobody got out of face. So my heroic hate, right? Hey, yo, money, don't get in this. If you alright, motherfucker, mind your business. I'm back to the witch to die. It's just a wait for pulling the trigger, but a nigga got it in until I see a face get bigger. I'm sick of all the bullshit, tired of all the nonsense. So I whip the bitch until I ass fell out of conscience. Now she just running up, laying in there and shit. Six press charges, I guarantee you she's the dead bitch. The first time you play me is your last. So yo, don't interrupt me when I'm whooping on my bitch ass. Hey, Mr. Mister, what the fuck you doing? Hey, Mr. Mister, keep walking past. Hey, Mr. Mister, what the fuck you doing? Don't interrupt me when I'm whooping on my bitch ass. This nigga wild, yo. I'm bagging up mad shit and putting it on the street and never snorted, but I find myself shorted every weekend. Shit is disappearing and I'm looking for the logic. Around my chicken lower every time I count the profit. It never fails to get these bitches drunk to go back up. 100 here, 200 here, but all that shit adds up. So I'm laying for the trader. So I can put foot in their ass cause I'm a motherfucking bitch hater. So I'm peeping out the spot for a week. If I catch one of these bitches that's bread, she'll resent me. I took one to the bathroom, turned to knock it. Feeling on the ass, and yo, bitch, what's in your pocket? I probably torch your ass. The bitch had my cash, hold up the better cash. She started coming to me, but I ain't really trying to hear her. I tested by her hand, fast her face up in the mirror. I threw her down on the ground and then the silver filled the panty. Now a nigga's ready to shove the cigarette in the panty. I hit the bitch like one more time and then I just said fuck it. Pull What you think?
Wow, that was something I wasn't expecting to hear.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, plus
Hey,
that was also my first time ever listening to a song by Cool G Rap.
oh wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just to let you know, he doesn't always make songs like that. I heard he
Right.
made that. I heard he made it about Superhead.
Yeah,
I
he have
heard.
a
I don't
baby
know
with
if it's
Superbad. He has a baby with
What?
her. Yeah.
Oh,
But she
no.
used
That
to be
was
a stripper and
another. That was,
no?
I heard that was from another person. He just claims her as a daughter.
Oh.
oh wow.
Well,
That's what
well
I heard.
he had her just like a whole bunch of other rappers, you know.
Mm.
Yo, Loki, I want to get that book just for the fuck of it.
Wait, Superhead's book?
Yeah,
Well, that surprisingly, that's still in print.
I know it's in print because that's her income right there.
Mm.
That's her fucking income.
Yeah.
Shit. Because I heard she did shit with Bobby Brown, fucking Jay
Oh
Z,
God.
Cameron. I heard
Mm.
um, Carlton, Uncle Phil, Jazz, Jeffrey,
Really?
Sean, Marlon, Keenan, Damon.
Really?
No, I'm just fucking around.
Uh,
Because I was like, your face is like, what? Shit.
oh. Speaking of Bobby Brown, I'm still reading his book, Every Little Step. The last chapter I was reading about, he was mentioned about him moving to Atlanta, being in the Atlanta home that used to belong to, I guess, someone who used to be, I guess, a porn director. And yeah, and in the middle of that whatever chapter I was on, Bobby was talking about possibly having sex with a ghost.
I heard about that story.
And I'm like, as I was reading, I was like, in my head, I'm thinking, what the F?
Yo, Bobby, a wild boy.
Yeah. Yeah, because at first when I was reading, I thought, was he joking? But even when he wrote that, it wasn't. I'm like, really?
Mm.
Like, how would you even know if you were like having sex with a ghost?
Easy, you're just masturbating. That's the way I
Mm.
see it. I mean,
Well,
I
he
mean,
claims that wasn't the case.
I don't know, man. I heard like a lot of this shit. Like I heard in that book, he's talking about how Whitney had an affair with Tupac. Oh,
Oh, I
I didn't mean
haven't
to say.
gotten that far yet.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to spoil it for you. That shit.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I was on the chapter pretty much discussing how and where he met Whitney and I guess how their relationship came to be.
Hmm. I
That's the
see.
part
How do you play your game?
what
I'm looking at this guy in the comments. He said, "Who cares? Gamers are the better people." I'm just like,
what?
how do you even say your name? FFSFGG.
I hope that
Wow.
was a typo.
I don't know. That just distracted me for a little bit. But
Yeah.
Sam said you should play Operation CB by Rap and DJ Polo. Oh, that's a good one. Yo, that Live and Let Die album, man. That's like some cinematic shit right there, man. Nigga has songs like Ill Street Blues, Edge of Sanity, even the title track. Like, you know, it's crazy because niggas don't even mention it as a mafioso album. It's like And then niggas think of Mafioso, they just stick to the mid '90s, but Coach Rap, man, that album was a Mafioso classic, you know. You feel me?
You should play Operation what? CB?
Yeah, that's how I was just mentioning and shit.
Oh,
Yeah, I was saying how "Live and Let Die" is that fucking album, man. Yo, Ash
Hmm.
on the album cover, they have Coogee Rap and DJ Polar as like bank robbers, and they have like these white niggas hanging up in nooses and shit. Yo, yeah, I kid you not. Yo,
Ooh, talk
yo,
about controversial.
for real. And it's crazy too because that same year, um, Warner Brothers, you know, they were still like distributing Cold Chillin's music, but there was like due to the content and the album cover, they didn't want nothing to do with the fucking album. So fucking Cold Chillin had to independently release the album and stuff, you know.
Mm,
So and around that time
dang.
too, you know, Marley Marl and Cold Chillin was like having was at odds and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
uh,
Mm,
but Live and Let Die though,
crazy.
that album, man. Whew. Ronnie said, favorite song from Earth, Wind and Fire. Jesus.
Mm.
I'm gonna go with After the Love Is Gone from I Am.
Ooh, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that song is so unfairly hated and shit.
I know Mid Condition did a cover version of that.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't know?
I no. When was this?
I forgot when, but I'm gonna send you the link to that.
Okay, cool. Oh shit.
Dang, I can't believe you did not know
Hell no.
that.
I kind of can't wait to hear that now. Okay.
Oh, their rendition is good because I know they used to play it on the radio like a year or two ago.
I see.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Earth, Wind and Fire song?
Mm, September.
Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah, only because next month.
So that I love the outro to the song with the horn like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Troy?
what's up?
What's your
Your
favorite Earth, Wind
favorite
and
Earth,
Fire
Wind, and Fire song?
September. Love that
That's
song?
what
song.
I said.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Love that song.
Hey,
Um,
Hold
yeah, man.
on. Now, when you saying 112 made a version? Oh, damn.
what?
112. Okay.
What? Whoa,
112?
whoa, whoa,
What?
Hold on,
whoa.
hold on. Was Slim still in the group by that time or no?
What you mean? That's the leader.
I know, but I think he left the group at one point, didn't he?
But when did they ever make a 112 album without him though?
Right.
Oh, I could be mistaking him with somebody on the group. Oops.
Mm.
But okay, now I'm anxious. 112 and mint condition. Ooh.
Oh, I sent you the link to Mint Conditions version.
All right. Bet. All right, bet. I'm gonna listen to it later.
All right.
Um, Sam said, "Will you play Operation Cop Block?" I'm gonna definitely send it to her because I'm actually in about 5 more minutes, Sam. So just want to chill out right now. No shade, but yeah. So what album y'all want to review next and shit?
Mm.
Malpractice. When we doing that?
Oh, we can do that next week. Now that you mentioned
Okay.
it, 'cause I found the album now. Hmm.
Mary. The Mary joint. When is that?
Wait, you
That one,
mean the discography breakdown or her or what?
the album, her fourth album.
Okay.
We can do that next. I'm down. I'm down for that.
Ronnie X's favorite album from Michael. Thriller for me.
Off
That's
the
a no
wall.
brainer.
Dangerous.
Ooh.
Everybody got
Yes,
different
those are
picks.
motherfucking dangerous. Yes.
Dangerous is underrated in my opinion. I think that's one of his best albums.
Yeah,
Of
I grew up
course.
on that. Was like the first Michael Jackson album I
Albums.
remember hearing front to back.
You know when black or white and remember the time and
Yeah.
Can't Let Her Get Away.
Yep.
Even like
yes, love that song.
the unreleased tracks, the one
Yes.
he did with LL Cool J was dope. Serious?
I don't think I heard that one. I heard about the unreleased joint with him. I didn't hear that.
I never heard of that one either.
Oh, I'm about to fuck
Is it
y'all
on
lives
YouTube?
up tonight.
Yeah, you gotta send that to me. I never heard that joint.
Yes.
And why did he like decide to cut LL off the album?
Yeah.
I guess because he already had Jam by with Heavy D, so
Right. Yeah, even though I love Jam.
Jam, man, here comes the man, hot damn. You know, a lot of people thought that he was mimicking Chubb Rock's style on that track.
Really? Chubb Rock.
Yeah, Chubb Rock's. I think Dr. Dre and Ed Lover mentioned that in a Yo MTV Raps interview with Chubb Rock, and Chubb Rock was like, him and Heavy D have been cool.
Heavy D?
Yeah, listen
Hell
to
no.
Jam.
Chubb Rock was smoking bad marijuana. Heavy D never sounded like Chubb Rock to me.
No, it was Ed Lover and Dr. Dre that said it. Chubb Rock never said that.
Oh, they bugging.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think he sounded like Chubb Rock on there.
Oh Lord. Ooh, Ronnie, Fire, Desire, or Happy. Ooh, Fire and Desire for me.
Same.
But Happy's underrated. Shit.
Chubb Rock was the man, definitely. He's underrated too. I never felt like Heavy D sounded like him though.
Hell no, but I can see why people said that in the jam, for the jam song, because Loki have kind of like had like a very different flow. I want to say too different, but it was a unique flow for Heavy for that song and shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I see what y'all saying. Um, Yo, Sam, Extinction Level is definitely coming. I just got to get my life together first. I know that's a long ass album. Industry Shakedown. Yeah, I heard that a couple weeks ago. That was a dope album. Shit. I can't wait for this Motown month I'm gonna do, man. Shit.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Mhm.
y'all ready for that review on Dancing in the Ceiling?
Yes.
Oh,
I got
Devin, we
that on
still got to
vinyl.
talk
I actually
about.
got that on vinyl. The Lionel Richie joint.
Alright. And it's gonna be like a reaction video and stuff like that. So I'll
Okay.
play the album.
For the
Okay.
whole
Cool.
album.
Yep, the whole Dancing on the Ceiling
It's gonna be
album.
a reaction video. Well, you
Yep.
already heard it though.
I heard
I
it
never heard it.
years ago, like 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's a long time.
And I want to really be fair on this album because I feel like when I first heard it, I was kind of unfairly fair, but I want to give the album a more cynical listen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we still got to talk about those Marvin and Tammy albums too.
Oh, those are coming. Motown Month,
Yeah.
that's going to come too. I want to talk about Diana Ross's debut album.
Okay.
I know me and Try, we gotta do the Hotter Than July album too. We gotta do that one. Cause yeah. And I know you've heard In Square Circle before, right?
No.
Oh shit. Okay. It y'all. Ronnie said favorite song from the Mary Jane Girls. All night.
I long. I
Yes.
like that, and in my house.
Yeah, and my house is dope too. Ooh, that would be a dope album to review for Motown One too. Shit. Okay.
Mary Jane Girls, okay.
Yeah. That. What about you, bro? Yeah, I don't think you hear me. But yeah, I mostly like the first album from the Mary Jane Girls because it has that traditional Rick James sound. I thought the second one was cool, but they were going for that flashy '80s sound. That makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
Shit, Candyman, man. Whew. You know what would be a dope idea? Do
What?
like a Vanity Six album versus the Mary Jane Girls album.
Ooh.
That that would be a dope idea, shit. Because that Vanity Six album is fire too.
Ronnie said
Um,
before y'all leave, what's your favorite? Yo, they asked us this before, man. I
What?
heard
yo,
people say
we were
favorite
just
Mary
talking about.
Jane. Huh?
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
The Mary
Oh,
Jane Girls. What's your favorite Mary Jane Girls song? That's what he's asking.
all night long.
Yes.
Love that
Okay.
joint.
Yo, I was
And
thinking.
they don't get the respect they deserve either, though. We need to discuss them.
Oh yeah, we were just saying we're gonna talk about the first album next month too.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I have an idea. We can do Vanity Six versus the Mary Jane Girls first album and shit. I think his Wi-Fi is messing up. Yo, try.
Yo,
I say how would you feel about Vanity Six album versus the Mary Jane Girls first album?
I think they both were good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like for me, like I grew up listening to that, so it was like that's what my mother played in the house was Mary Jane and Rick James and all that. So, but I mean, they've been sampled so many times by different artists that
Yeah.
you would think like they would be more known like that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right. All right. I'm gonna answer a few more questions before I head out. Um, favorite Luther Vandross song?
Oh God, come on. Hmm. There's so many. Even my
I'm gonna
mom
go.
got a whole lot of Luther CDs.
That is a
Dang,
hard
that's
question.
hard. Yes. I can't name just one. Hmm.
I'm gonna go with that. House is not a home.
Ooh. Mm.
That's not a
Stop
home.
to love.
That's a
Stop
dope
to
joint.
love. Mm-hmm.
That's a dope joint.
Mm.
What about you, Ty?
Forever, for always, for love.
What we on? Luther Vandross?
Yep.
Yeah,
What about Luther? What you talking about? Albums or songs?
song.
Songs.
Never Too Much. Love that.
Good
Never
one.
too much.
Mm.
Power of Love. Love
Yeah,
that
I
joint.
like that one too.
Yeah. There's so many, man. It's so you got like a
Yeah.
Dance with My Father. You got
Any
like a
love.
lot of yeah.
Yeah, he was one of my mom's favorite singers.
Yeah, man. Y'all should check out his the NAACP performance he did at a house. It's not a home.
Mm. Yeah, my mom's a fan of his music. She even got his Christmas album.
Ooh, not the Christmas album.
Yes. Yeah,
All right,
whenever the holidays always be coming around, she either plays that one or plays Boys to Men's Christmas CD.
better discography: Drew Hill or Jodeci?
Oh God, man.
Jodeci.
Jodeci
Mm.
definitely because I don't care for drill. Like I like some of these songs. I never bought their albums. I was more into a
Well,
Jodeci fan. Like by the time Diary came out,
mm,
Yes.
so yeah, I gotta go with Jodeci for me.
mm. I haven't listened to like a full on Jodeci album yet, even though I have Drew Hill's first two albums though. But I know my mom wants some Jodeci albums at some point, so I'm gonna search online and see if I could possibly get that for her when her birthday comes around or around the holidays or something.
I feel you.
Yeah, because I know she was asking me about Diary of a Madman this week.
That album is so fucking ill.
Oh yeah, I know. She has a Casey and JoJo album. I know that the one that had that song "All My Life" on it.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, even though they overplayed that song to death.
Facts.
Hmm.
Alright, I'm gonna answer one more question. Moesha versus Sister Sister.
Man, really?
Sister.
Same, Sister
Same.
Sister. I always
Yeah,
thought Sister Sister was funny in the later seasons anyway.
yeah. The only reason I say sister sister is because I did not like the way Moesha ended off in the final run. You know.
Oh my! I might do a review on Moesha one day. Now that it's on Netflix, cause
Yeah, I know. I know it's on Netflix, and I know Sister Sister's gonna be up there soon, along with the Parkers and Girlfriends, the game, half and half, and one on one. I know that.
but still no rock. Mm.
Yeah, weird, ain't it?
Yep.
I wonder
Sister. Sister.
if you could write to whoever runs, whoever like, or petition it or something. I mean,
Shit. Depending on who remembers the fucking show, that's the question. Cause I
right,
asked,
right.
oh, it's like who? Shit. I might see what I can do. I mean, I got the whole, I got every episode from one of my resources, but still,
Yeah.
shit. But anyway, I'm about to end it off for the night. Gotta wake up early in the morning anyway and stuff like that, and definitely gotta hit y'all about some stuff too. Thank y'all so much for watching this episode. Make sure y'all keep the Rakim 18th Letter. Very, very dope album.
Classic album.
Indeed. But it's your boy Rash here. Hope y'all have a good night. Peace.
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 She's a distributor. Oh, really? Yeah. What's her name? Miss Pringle. Yeah. How it goes? Good? Oh, yeah, it was cool. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh,